Welcome to my latest case, the Haunted Carousel. To start playing, choose either Junior or Senior Detective. If you're new to adventure games or need some help, choose Tutorial. Dear Ned, well, here I am at Captain's Cove Amusement Park, about to try to figure out what's behind all the weird things that have been happening here lately. First, a horse just disappeared off the carousel one night. Then, a little later, the carousel started spinning around all by itself in the dead of night, as if it was haunted or something. And then, last week, the roller coaster suddenly stopped in mid-ride for no apparent reason. Nobody was seriously hurt, but the park was shut down until the city knows for sure what caused the accident. I'm here because Paula Santos, the park's owner, is a friend of Dad's. She's putting me up at the Captain's Quarters Hotel, which is next to the park. I'm supposed to head over there right now and meet with a security guard named Harlan Bishop. I hope I don't let Paula down. Wish me luck. Ever yours, Nancy. P.S. There's a rumor going around that the park is cursed. Creepy, huh? A room service menu. All right! Rolf Kessler.
Will the young lady who just entered the park... Well, from the way you just marched right on in here past all those sorry we're closed signs, you're either who I think you are or you're one determined gatecrasher.
You must be Harlan. Paula Santos said you'd be expecting me.
Which means you must be Nancy Drew, famous teen detective.
Substitute the word amateur for famous. And yes, that's me.
I don't know. Miss Santos seems to have a lot of faith in you. Apparently more than she does in... some people around here.
She's afraid the police aren't giving this case very high priority.
Somebody swiped a horse off a carousel and now it's malfunctioning. The police don't think it's that big a deal, and frankly, neither do I.
What about the roller coaster?
Accidents happen. Of course, Ingrid will tell you that these so-called accidents are really the result of the park's karma getting bent out of shape by negative energy, or some such gobbledygook.
So you don't think it was sabotage?
Why would anybody bother? It's a nice park. Miss Santos, she's a nice boss. Nice people work here. Nice people come here. It was an accident.
Who else is working here while the park is shut down?
Well, let's see. Ingrid Corey. You'll probably meet her. She's working during the shutdown, too. She's the park's chief engineer. Believes in all this wacky new age psychobiogenic stuff. Like if you eat food served by a waiter who's in a bad mood, you'll get scurvy or something.
Is anyone else in the park now?
Elliot Chen, he's the art director. Hardly ever see him. Busy guy. And Joy Trent, park bookkeeper. In fact, she's your next stop.
She is?
Miss Santos's orders. Joy pays all the bills so she knows pretty much everything that's going on. Plus, she'll give you an access card. Miss Santos wants you to have the run of the place.
Then I guess I'll go meet Joy.
Wait, hang on. I know Joy won't give you one of these, so I will. Here you go. It's a Captain's Cove fun card. Lets you ride the rides and play the games on the Midway. Come back to me if you burn through that one and need another.
Am I not supposed to have this?
Well, see, Joy's just kinda joyless. It'd never occur to her that you might want to have some fun while you're here. Of course, she's a newbie too, like me. Maybe she'll come around. Anyway, here's a map of the park. I put an X where Joy's office is.
What did you mean when you said you were a newbie?
I've only worked here for a couple of weeks. I figured staying on while the park was closed would help me get up to speed on all the equipment and such.
Where did you work before you came here?
Oh, I worked in a store, department store, as a security guard. In Flemington, not around here.
I see you have a security camera trained on the carousel. Does that mean you got the theft of that carousel horse on tape?
We didn't start monitoring the carousel until after the theft, but we do have one of those so-called hauntings on tape. Want to see it?
That'd be great!
I got the tape right here, all queued up. I played it for the police. Like I said before, they weren't real impressed. There's no sound, on the tape at least. The band organ started up when the carousel did. Stayed on for about 30 seconds, then stopped.
Have you tried to prove your screwed-up wiring theory?
I ain't no cop, but now that you're here, maybe you can prove it for me.
Did you notice that burst of static just before the carousel started to turn?
Probably just a glitch in the tape. We use them over and over.
I'll see you around.
Sounds good.
Hello?
Hi, Nancy. It's Paula Santos. I was wondering when I'd hear from you. Have you been out to the park?
Yes, I have.
I forgot to tell you. All the rides are shut down except for the carousel. I thought you might need to see it in action. But please, take a good look at the roller coaster even if you can't ride it.
First chance I get.
Great. Feel free to inspect the tracks all you want. I'm sure you'll do a better job than the police. They looked around for 5 minutes, then left. Said as long as the insurance company was going to investigate, why should they?
Well, I'll see what I can do, Miss Santos.
I can't wait to hear what you turn up. Call me as often as you like. My phone's on and with me 24/7. Oh, and one more thing. Call me Paula.
All right. Goodbye, Paula.
Hello. Are you Nancy?
That's right. I'm Nancy Drew. So Ms. Santos has filled you in?
Yes, although I don't know who she thinks she's fooling.
Excuse me?
You're only here because it makes it look like Paula Santos had nothing to do with any of this curse garbage.
Sounds like you're not much of a believer when it comes to curses.
I just know greed when I see it, that's all. I've seen how Paula runs the park. All she wants is to get more and more people through that gate. And what better way to do that than with a carousel that's allegedly haunted?
But why would she sabotage the roller coaster? She can't make any money with a park shut down.
She probably just didn't know the park would be shut down.
Have you ever confronted Ms. Santos with your suspicions?
Of course not. I don't want to get fired. Besides, nobody's been hurt, except that glorified con artist who claims his neck got injured, Lance Huffington. And the truth is, Paula offered me this job because she knew I needed the money, and I'm not entirely ungrateful. My father died recently. His estate is in bankruptcy. He used to be co-owner of the park. 2 years ago, he suffered a huge financial setback, and he had to sell his share to Paula. When he died 2 months ago, he was flat broke. Paula could have bailed him out, but she didn't. Frankly, I think the reason she hired me was guilt.
Right. I'm supposed to get an access card from you?
Here you go. That should get you into all the private areas of the park. But if you run into problems, don't come to me. Ask the chief engineer, Ingrid Corey. Her office is by the haunted house. The only other people in the park right now are Harlan Bishop and the art director, Elliot Chin. His studio is right by the treasure chest souvenir shop. But try not to bug him.
Why? Is he temperamental?
He's behind in his work and needs to catch up. Ms. Santos has been getting on my case about it. Well, I think you have everything, so if you'll excuse me?
Oh, right. Thanks for all your help. Sorry if I disturbed you. Maybe I should give Detective Paris a call. Hidden jewels. Maybe that's what whoever stole that carousel horse was after. Jewels from that heist.
The haunted house used to be a ballroom. How's that for irony?
This takes an employee access card. I wonder what the deal is with this. It's locked.
Let's go for a spin on the carousel. By the way, you have 4 fun credits left on your card. Enjoy the ride, ha-ha! The carousel will be starting in 3 seconds, so hang on tight. And don't forget to try for the brass ring.
Yee-haw! Here comes the brass ring. Get ready. Gotcha! Here it comes again.
Looking for someone?
I'm Nancy Drew. I'm trying to help Ms. Santos figure out why so many weird things have been happening around here lately. Do you have time to talk?
Sure. Oh my. You've got B3 issues.
Okay.
Vitamin B3, niacin. The vibe you're giving off tells me you're low. Nothing that some natural peanut butter on a slice of whole wheat bread once a day won't fix.
Harlan Bishop mentioned that some of your beliefs concerning food were somewhat unconventional.
It just seems obvious to me that what you eat, as well as the psycho-spiritual conditions under which you eat it, results in what you are, that's all.
Are you sure you're an engineer?
Got a Bachelor of Science degree from Ohio State and everything. I like surprising people. Unpredictability is what makes life interesting.
Miss Santos asked me to figure out why weird things have been happening around here lately.
What's to figure out? Someone stole a horse off the carousel and now the park is cursed.
So you think this cursed thing is real?
The man who carved the horses, Kessler, he said if they were ever separated, bad luck would follow. And it has.
Could I see the blueprints of the roller coaster so you can show me exactly where on the track it stopped?
I've looked all over for those blueprints and can't find them anywhere. I'm sure one of the other engineers knows where they are, but I'm afraid I don't. Sorry.
How well do you know Harlan Bishop?
I know he's an ex-bouncer from Trenton. I also know it drives him nuts that this is one of the few places in the park he doesn't have a key for.
Any idea why someone would steal a horse off a carousel?
Money. I hear they can be very valuable.
I'd like to take a closer look at the roller coaster, but the access card reader doesn't work. It's got this red tag on it.
Right. I was in the process of upgrading its main circuitry board. I'm afraid you're going to have to wait until I finish here. Unless you'd like to do it for me.
I'm game, but needless to say, I've never done it before.
It's not exactly brain surgery. All you have to do is follow the schematic inside the reader. Here's the new macro resistor. When you see the board, you'll be able to see where it goes. You'll need to solder it in place. Which means you're going to have to get my soldering gun from Elliot Chen. Here's the engineering handbook I put together. If you have questions about park-related electronics, it'll answer them. Keep it as long as you like. When you're all done, remove the red tag and take it to Harlan. That way he'll know it's safe to turn the power back on to the reader.
That's not my cell phone. It must be yours. Are you going to answer it?
No, that would be rude. I'll just call them back. So, once you get that tool from Elliot, you should be all set.
I don't seem to be having much luck using my access card. Am I doing something wrong?
I deactivated most of the readers because of the shutdown. Soon as I get done here, I'll get them online again. Sorry. Hey, if you come across a pair of pliers, hang on to them, okay? Mine are missing. Someone must have walked off with them.
Do you mind having to work during the shutdown?
Not a bit. Keeping those card readers functioning is practically a full-time job all by itself. Plus, I happen to adore my job.
Thanks for your help.
No big deal. Looking for something?
Hang on, I'll be right with you.
Take your time. Uh-oh.
Out. And do not come back unless and until Joy Trent calls me. Okay?
Okay.
Who are you, and what are you doing?
Who said that?
I said that. Over here, on top of the cabinet. Keep going. Over here. Please identify yourself.
I'm a detective named Nancy Drew, and you are?
I am.
Miles, the magnificent memory machine!
I receive and process video and audio input and make appropriate pre-programmed verbal responses.
What's a magnificent memory machine?
It is my turn to ask a question. Nancy Drew, why are you here when Joy is not?
Elliot Chen is kind of upset with me. I need to write her a note to call him.
There is a pad for leaving messages on the desk.
So, who programmed you?
Responding to the non-Joy entity is an unnecessary drain on my power units and is heretofore disallowed.
What does that mean? Hello? Miles? I guess it means he's not going to talk to me anymore. Looks like stenography. It's a memo about one of the carousel horses being sold. I wonder which horse. I can use this to leave a note for Joy to call Elliot. Hello?
Hi, Nancy. It's Paula Santos. You know, I just had a thought. There's a newspaper article and photo in Joy's office that I want you to be sure to take a look at. They're in a frame on the wall.
I may have seen them. What are they about?
They're a little piece of park history. The guy in the photo found a bunch of jewels that had been stolen in a heist years ago and stashed away on one of the rides at Captain's Cove. The police said there was a good chance more jewels would turn up.
Maybe that's why someone stole that carousel horse, because there were jewels hidden inside it.
My thoughts exactly. I called the detective that was in charge of the investigation back then. His name is KJ Paris. He's going to call you. Oops, I gotta run. I just wanted to give you a heads up.
All right. Goodbye, Paula. Hello?
This is Detective KJ Paris, Captain's Cove Police Department. Paula Santos asked me to call you. Said it concerned that heist out at Captain's quarters 23 years ago?
Well, I was thinking maybe the reason that horse was stolen off the carousel at Captain's Cove 2 weeks ago was because somebody thought there were jewels from that heist inside it.
Never occurred to me, but it's possible, I suppose. The thief's name was Chaz Dunning. Died in prison about a year ago. I'll tell you what, I'll make some calls, try to see if there was somebody he confided in before he died. Somebody who was recently released.
I'm sure Paula will be very appreciative.
Well, as soon as I know something, you'll know something.
Thanks, Detective Paris. It was great talking to you.
Ditto.
Uh-oh. Looks like it's out of order. Hello?
Hi, Nancy. KJ Paris. I got some preliminary info on that jewel thief. You know Chaz Dunning?
Great, let's hear it.
Okay. Before he died, he got to be real good buddies with his cellmate at New Jersey State Prison. And his cellmate was paroled less than 2 months ago.
Do you know the guy's name?
Well, apparently he's used a lot of aliases. The guy I talked to wasn't sure which name he was released under, but he did give me a description. Dark hair, medium build, clean-shaven, heavy Jersey accent. Like I said, I'm still in the process of making calls. I just thought I'd let you know what I had so far.
Thanks, Detective. You've been a big help.
I really do need to get this work done.
Right. Sorry.
Well, Miss Destructo returns.
I'm really sorry about what happened before.
These things happen. So, I hear you're out to solve the curse of Captain's Cove.
What do you think caused the roller coaster accident?
That was no accident. It was sabotage.
Do you have proof?
Not a lick. Know why? Because I'm pulling your leg, that's why. Come on. What do I know? I'm just an artist. Go ask our naturopathic engineer person.
Do you have any idea who stole that horse off the carousel?
Somebody who's into junk.
That's odd. Ingrid said carousel horses can be very valuable.
Well, when they're the original horses, they can be valuable, yes, but I was talking about the one that was stolen. It was not an original. Around 20 years ago, somebody bought one of the horses off the carousel. The guy who owned the park back then commissioned some hack to replace it.
And that's the horse that was stolen, the replacement?
Right.
The fact that the park is shut down must be kind of a relief for you.
You mean because I'm behind in my work? I'd be lying if I said the shutdown wasn't helping me get caught up. Meeting deadlines has never been my forte. But I certainly hope you're not suggesting that I arranged for the park to be shut down by somehow manufacturing this curse thing, because that would be ridiculous.
Ingrid said you have her soldering gun. I need to get it from you, if that's okay.
You bet. Here you go. Been meaning to return it to her, but I've been a little busy.
Great, thanks. Do you see much of the other people who are working during the shutdown? Like Joy Trent or that security guard, Harlan Bishop?
Nah. Joy Trent, she's like invisible even when she's visible, if you get my drift. And that rent-a-cop, I've got no desire to see anything of him.
Did you two have some kind of run-in?
What, like a fight or something? How could we? He's one of the nicest, friendliest, most helpful guys I've ever met. Totally creeps me out.
I'll let you get back to work.
Keep it real.
Mind if I look at a book on carousels? Cool. Wow, 364 feet. That's a lot of wood. I can use this to measure. Could I have some of these tissue strips?
Be my guest. Nancy, you're a procrastinator's dream. Know that? Come in. Ask me questions. Ask me lots of questions.
I found this receipt on the floor. Looks like you bought a lot of basswood recently.
I'll take that. Thank you.
I'll let you get back to work.
Thanks a lot.
I really do need to get this work done.
Right. Sorry. This takes an employee access card. There, that looks right.
Hey, Nancy, what's up?
Could you turn the power back on to the card reader outside the roller coaster? It's all fixed. Here's the tag.
You bet. I'll just switch the circuit back on and you'll be all set.
Ingrid said you told her that you were a bouncer before you came to work here. In Trenton, not Flemington.
Right. I was. For a while. I've held almost every guard-type job there is. Lived in a lot of different places, too. Trenton, Jersey City, Flemington, Cape May.
I'm afraid I got off on the wrong foot with Elliot. I spilled paint all over something he'd been working on.
Ooh, not good. The guy's already about a month behind in his work.
Any idea why he's so far behind?
He's a procrastinator. Doesn't really like to work, so he does whatever he can to avoid it. Puts things off to the last minute. Me, I get stuff done right away. You do too, I'll bet.
Well, I try. Has he always been behind?
I guess he was doing okay up until about a month ago. Way I hear it, if he doesn't get caught up like fast, he's gonna be waving bye-bye like soon.
I'll see you around.
Sounds good.
This looks like one of Joy's. Ow! I'm trapped! Uh-oh! To get my foot loose, I need to switch the track some. Looks like I have to reconnect these wires. Now I can turn the power on and see if these are properly connected. What is that noise? Sounds like it's coming from below. Just an old radiator. Time to start crawling. This goes to the space underneath the carousel. Wonder what that is. There's something up there. Looks like a letter. I can't reach it. This is where the air comes out. Guess I'm gonna have to call Tink, whoever he is. This looks a little like the inside of my aunt's player piano. I wonder what goes on this spool. If I play this game, I can win a seahorse.
You're about to play Swimmer's Itch. You have 3 fun credits left on your card. Your mission is to get the swimmer to the beach.
The ballroom? That's what was converted into the haunted house. So there was a door to Kessler's workshop by the radiator in what's now the haunted house. It's locked. It's locked.
Need something?
Do you by any chance know how to read shorthand?
Sorry, sure don't.
Someone activated the roller coaster while I was standing on the tracks just now. I barely managed to escape.
Really? Are you sure it was on purpose? Maybe you accidentally tripped a switch or something.
It was no accident. Does this pencil I found by the tracks look familiar?
That looks like one of mine. But I didn't leave it there. I mean, just because you found one of my pencils, that hardly proves I'm guilty of something.
Joy, while you were gone, the Nancy Drew entity came in here and snooped.
You were snooping around in here?
Well, I came in here looking for you, yes, but...
An analysis of sensory input shows that the Nancy Drew entity entered the immediate area during your absence and exhibited non-random seeking behavior.
All right, I was snooping. And now if you don't mind answering a question for me, what is that?
My father was a frustrated inventor. After he died, I discovered that in his study. In his will, he said he made it just for me. I don't have room in my apartment, so I brought him here. I keep him covered when I know I'm going to have company. As you noticed, he can be kind of a blabbermouth.
The word blabbermouth is without meaning to
Miles the Magnificent Memory Machine!
Does he do anything else besides blabber?
My father said he invented Miles in order to reacquaint me with my childhood. It always bothered him that I was never as happy-go-lucky as he was. What am I, Miles?
Joy Trent is a party-pooping stick in the mud.
So my father programmed him with a bunch of riddles designed to reconnect me with long-lost memories from my childhood.
That sounds fascinating.
I don't see it that way at all. I don't want to relive my childhood. My mother died when I was 4.
But it's what your father wanted. Shouldn't you at least give it a try?
I should be mad that you were snooping around in here. But the truth is, I think it's neat that you're so gutsy. Especially since I'm so not gutsy. Oh, what the heck. Okay, Miles, let's hear the first riddle.
Here is the first riddle. Listen carefully. To be told a truth long since put away, bring me the silvery remains of a 4-bit day.
I have no idea what he's talking about. I knew it would be a waste of time.
Don't give up yet. Maybe I'll turn up something in the course of my investigation.
Do what you want, but I'm not gonna hold my breath.
All right, break time.
I found this strange hidden door in the haunted house. Problem is, it's locked. Do you have any idea what's behind it?
Ask Joy. That nutty professor father of hers always had these little secret projects going in the park, even after he sold his interest. Miss Santos didn't have the heart to boot him out.
I know you're busy, but I was hoping you could maybe help me solve a riddle. If I asked you for the silvery remains of a 4-bit day, what would you give me?
A riddle? I love riddles. Okay, let's see. Silvery remains has to be something silver that's left over, right? Okay, now, if 2-bit means worth a quarter, 4-bit would mean worth 2 quarters. Quarters. Captain's quarters, maybe?
The hotel adjacent to the park?
Captain's quarters day. Day, spelled D-A-E, as in Sunday. That's it. There's this fantastic sundae you can get only at the hotel. They call it a fun day. It's been their specialty for like centuries. Comes with a souvenir spoon. Silvery, as in spoon, get it?
Elliot, you're a genius!
Next riddle, come on. I'm on a roll, baby. I'm in a groove. Bring it on.
I'll let you get back to work.
Rock on.
Hotel operator, what do you want?
Are you the regular operator?
I'm filling in for my cousin Amber. She took the week off on account of the amusement park being shut down. You don't want an outside line, do you?
Actually, I have a cell phone.
Good, use it. An outside line will cost you an arm and a leg. Besides, I'm not sure how to get you one. So, Miss Oren, what do you want?
That's Drew? Nancy Drew?
Sorry, my cousin's handwriting reeks. So, what do you want, Miss Drew?
I'd like to order a fun day, please.
2,480 calories worth of sheer heaven plus one official fun day souvenir spoon coming right up. Anything else?
That's it. Thanks a lot.
Don't mention it.
That was so good.
Any luck?
I'm pretty sure Miles wants us to bring him the souvenir spoon you get when you order a fun day sundae at the captain's quarters. I have one right here.
Give it to Miles and see what happens.
Lay it on me. The scan is complete. The object is correct. Your mother used to take you for a sundae at the captain's quarters almost every week. Do you remember, Joy?
The captain's quarters fun day. I do remember that. I was so small, I always had to sit on my mother's lap to eat it. I wish I could remember what she looked like.
Miles, in the riddle, you said something about telling a truth long since put away.
You were very little when your mother died, Joy. Your grief came out as anger. Before your father could stop you, you destroyed every picture of your mother that he had.
I did that? No, my father told me he had gotten rid of them. He always said some things are better left forgotten. Oh my gosh, I'm the reason I have nothing to remember her by.
You've probably forgotten everything about that time in your life because it was just too painful to remember.
The older your father got, Joy, the more he realized that life is nothing but memories. He realized that even bad memories have a place in a good life. That is why he invented
Miles the Magnificent Memory Machine!
Here is the second riddle. This one is written down. Please remove it.
It's just a blank piece of paper.
You and your mother used to love to play this game, Joy.
Once again, I have no idea what he's talking about.
Don't give up yet.
If you still want to help me, please, Nancy, keep going. I feel like a door somewhere is starting to creak open. I'm kind of scared to open it, but I also kind of know I have to.
I'll get back to you as soon as I can.
I really appreciate your help.
I need to turn the iron on. The first 8 notes of your favorite band organ tune, plus 1 mouth organ, plus 1 smidgen of talent equals 1 happy miles. I need to turn the iron on.
Any luck?
There was a message written in lemon juice on that piece of paper Miles gave us. We're to play the first 8 notes of your favorite band organ tune on a mouth organ for Miles.
My favorite band organ tune? I don't even know what a band organ is. Or a mouth organ either, for that matter.
I think a mouth organ is a harmonica.
Correct. The music you hear when you ride the Captain's Cove Carousel comes from the band organ that sits inside the rider platform. You used to play the harmonica for your mother all the time, Joy. Your favorite tune was the one you heard on the carousel?
It couldn't have been. I never rode the carousel. I always thought it was stupid. I thought all the rides in the park were stupid.
Is that all you can tell us, Miles?
I have been programmed to give you one hint. The tune is on the 3rd roll. You will have to think about this one. End of hint.
It's all yours, Detective. As usual, I'm stumped.
I'll get back to you as soon as I can.
I really appreciate your help.
It would be rude to use my phone now. It would be rude to use my phone now.
Yeah, this is Tink.
Yes, hello. My name is Nancy Drew.
Never heard of you.
Yes, I know. I'm trying to help Ms. Santos figure out what caused the roller coaster accident that shut down Captain's Cove.
So why are you calling me? I run the carousel. I don't know from coasters.
Well, to make a long story short, I need to find out the name of the band organ song that's on the 3rd roll.
What for?
That's kind of where the long story part comes in.
I haven't got time for long stories. Besides, how do I know you even know Miss Santos?
Okay, to get your number, I had to get the band organ open, right? And to get the band organ open, I had to have an access card. And to get an access card...
You'd have to know Ms. Santos. Yeah, I get your point. Problem is, I got no idea what song's on the 3rd roll. Only way you're gonna find out is to play it.
Where is the 3rd roll?
It's in the cabinet in the gear room.
Are all the rolls of music in the cabinet?
That's right. 18, 9, 39. That's the combination. Oh, and one more thing. You're gonna have a problem when you go to load the roll on account of... Holy moly! I either snagged a Greyhound bus or the biggest fish in the Chapleau River is right here on the end of my line. I'm sorry, hon. I gotta go.
Let's see. Miles said the song is on the third roll. This must be it. The take-up dowel is broken.
Hey, Nance, what's going on?
I need to make a dowel to replace this broken one from the band organ. Would it be all right if I used your equipment? I won't make a mess, I promise.
Sure. Got a lathe, wooden rods, safety goggles? Knock yourself out. I gotta go run an errand, though, so try not to cut off any appendages until I get back.
If Elliot wrote this guy's number down, maybe I should too. Those look like horse tails. To carve a new dowel, I'm going to need a piece of wood. It's all fun and games until somebody loses an eye. That looks perfect. Better leave these goggles here. I need to tape them to the pipes. I need to tape these down. I need to tape them to the pipes. Would it be okay if I took some tape? It might come in handy.
Help yourself.
I'd better turn this off.
Time to play Squid Toss. In case you were wondering, you have 2 fun credits left on your card. Catapult the squid through the hoop. Ahoy, matey! Welcome to the Squid Toss. After this, you'll just have 1 fun credit left on your card. Catapult the squid through the hoop. How about a game of Squid Toss? Uh-oh. You are using your last fun credit, so I'm keeping your card. That's no problem. Just get a new one. Catapult the squid through the hoop.
The phone number for the police. That might come in handy. Miss G. Wonder who that is. Best way to find out is to call him. Wonder what's on here. I'll just play it and find out. It looks like Harlan's been spying on Ingrid. I better put this back where I found it.
Hey, Nancy, what's up?
I found an old letter in the gear room of the Carousel. It was written by the guy who carved all the horses, Rolf Kessler. Is it okay if I keep it?
Far as I'm concerned, I'll mention it to Miss Santos, see what she says.
I found some kind of electronic device under the Carousel. I'm pretty sure someone has been turning the Carousel on and off at night by remote control.
Why would somebody want to do that? Whatever you found was probably just some kind of toy that fell out of some kid's pocket.
I seem to have used up all the fun on my fun pass. Did you say I could get another one?
I certainly did. Here you go. Enjoy.
Kessler used to have a workshop under what's now the haunted house. Have you ever been down there?
I didn't even know there was a down there.
So you don't know anything about the hidden door in the room that has the old radiator in it?
Sure don't. Never heard any of the other guards say anything about it either.
May I see that tape of the Carousel haunting again?
I got the tape right here all queued up.
I'll see you around.
Have fun.
It's locked. Call LH about results. LH. Lance Huffington, maybe? Wow, that's one expensive watch.
nothing like a game of squid toss, is there? You have 4 fun credits left on your card. Catapult the squid through the hoop. Lucky you! You're about to play squid toss. By the way, you have 3 fun credits left on your card. Catapult the squid through the hoop.
Any luck?
Do you ever talk to the other people who are working during the shutdown?
I'm not very good at socializing. I couldn't even tell you what any of them look like, quite frankly. I go to work, I go home. That's pretty much my life.
I've got the tune we're supposed to play for Miles.
Great! Have you got a harmonica?
Actually, no.
We will be waiting.
Hey, Nancy, what's up?
I'll see you around.
Go get 'em.
Captain's Cove Police Station.
Detective Paris, please.
Hang on.
Hi, Nancy. Nothing new at this end. What have you got?
How much do you know about Daryl Trent? You know, the guy who used to be the co-owner of Captain's Cove, Paula's former business partner?
I met him a couple of times. Real friendly guy. Young at heart. More of a kid than most kids. I kind of think that's what killed him, you know. His body just got too old for his soul.
Were any of his business ventures illegal, as far as you know?
Well, not illegal, just extremely ill-advised. No crime in that, though.
Thanks, Detective. You've been a big help.
Glad I could be of service.
State Board of Parole, Louis Scarra's office.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
I said, State Board of Parole, Louis Scarra's office.
You mean Mr. Guerra works with people who've just been released from prison?
That's correct. But he's out of the office right now. Would you like to leave a message?
Maybe you can help me. Do you know if he has a client named Harlan Bishop?
Yes, he does. Is Harlan up to something he shouldn't be?
I didn't say that, but when was he paroled, do you know?
You're going to have to wait and ask Mr. Guerra that question. What was the name?
Nancy Drew. My number is 523-555-4399. That's my cell phone. He can call me anytime.
I'll let him know.
Thank you.
Hello?
Hey, Frank, it's Nancy.
Hey, Joe, pick up. Actually, He may not want to talk to you.
Why not?
Because you get to solve a mystery at an amusement park. He's so jealous he could spit.
Hi, this is Joe.
Hey, Joe, it's Nancy.
I don't want to talk to you.
What did I tell you?
Oh, I'm just kidding. Pardon me for a second, I gotta go spit.
Quit fooling around, Joe. She's calling long distance, remember?
Sorry. So what's going on?
Apparently, one of the people who was on the roller coaster when it suddenly stopped is claiming that his neck got injured and has filed a lawsuit.
Well, boys and girls, can you say insurance fraud?
What if someone is making up a false claim? What if that was his plan all along? And what if someone in the park is in on the scheme with him?
That person causes the accident, the guy sues, they split the settlement.
New word, boys and girls. Can you say motive?
Has either of you ever heard of a guy named Rolf Kessler?
Rolf Kessler. The name is kind of familiar. Give me a minute. It'll come to me.
Don't let him fool you, Nance. He's sitting at his computer madly typing Rolf Kessler into a search engine.
Rolf Kessler. Carved carousel horses in the early part of the 20th century. Very eccentric. Said if anyone separated his horses once they were part of a carousel, bad luck would follow.
Let me guess. That's who carved the carousel at Captain's Cove.
You got it. I found a letter that he wrote but never mailed to his estranged wife, Amelia. He was eccentric, all right.
So there might be something to this curse stuff after all.
Frank, I'm shocked. You've always said there is no such thing as curses.
What I mean is, whoever is responsible for these carousel hauntings obviously knew something about Kessler. He's the key, Nan. Kessler's the key.
I better get going.
See ya, Nance.
Don't take any wooden nickels.
Talk to me.
Yes, hi. Is this Lance Huffington?
You betcha. Who's this?
Well, I'm Nancy Drew. I work with Ingrid Corey. I'm kind of her unofficial assistant here at the park. She tells me everything.
Oh, yeah?
She asked me to call you for a status report.
Everything's great. Her plan worked. I'm glad she shared it with me. Life's good. At least it will be when the trial's over and the settlement's in the bank. Whoa, speaking of which, I gotta go. I'm due in court. What'd you say your name was?
Nancy.
Well, Nancy, next time you call me, you could very well be talking to a multi-millionaire. Ta-ta.
Bye.
Paula Santos.
Hi, Paula.
Nancy, what's going on?
What can you tell me about the people working at the park during the shutdown?
I frankly don't know any of my employees that well. I'm a very hands-off kind of boss. I believe in hiring the best, then stepping aside and letting them do their best.
Well, what are some of your general impressions?
Well, let's see. Ingrid Corey is extremely competent and has no problems managing the maintenance staff.
Although what?
It's just that sometimes she goes off on these strange new agey type tangents and totally loses me. Anyway, there's Harlan Bishop, very conscientious. Elliot Chen, very talented, but a very slow worker. And Joy Trent, Joy is hard to describe.
I understand you and her father used to be business partners.
I've yet to meet a man who was as terrific with people and as horrible with money as Daryl Trent was. He stayed afloat for 30 years on sheer charisma, I swear.
What happened to him?
His bad investments caught up with him. He sold everything he could, but still wound up drowning in debt. Till one day in bankruptcy court, he just keeled over and died of a heart attack.
How sad.
It was very sad. He was in way over his head, but there was nothing anybody could do. He would have just taken anyone who tried to help him down with him.
There's this locked door in the haunted house that I'd really like to open. Would you by any chance know where the key is?
I have no idea. You really shouldn't go in there unless it's absolutely necessary. Parts of that building are very old, almost rickety. You need to be very careful.
Is it true that Captain's Cove is being sued by someone who got hurt in the roller coaster accident?
The part about being sued is true, but I don't think the guy got hurt. I think he's just saying that so he can try to squeeze money out of our insurance company.
When will the insurance company be sending someone out to investigate the roller coaster accident?
Every time I call, I get the same thing. Someone will be out soon. Which is why I'd really like you to take a look, Nancy. No telling when they'll get around to it.
I understand Joy's father used to come and go as he pleased even after he sold you his interest in Captain's Cove.
I didn't see any harm. He loved to putter, especially in the haunted house. Wonderful imagination, but when it came to dealing with reality, barely knew where to begin.
I'm afraid I've discovered something kind of disturbing about Harlan.
What, that he's an ex-con? I know.
How long have you known?
It was the first thing out of his mouth when he applied for the job. He said being an outstanding security guard would prove to everyone once and for all that he's gone straight.
I also found out that he used a security camera to get the code to Ingrid's work area, and he fits the description of the jewel thief's cellmate that Detective Paris gave me.
Oh, now that's disturbing. But I'm still going to give Harlan the benefit of the doubt until I have good reason not to. I appreciate your bringing this to my attention, though.
Do you know who Tink is?
Sure. Tink Obermeyer. Operates the Carousel. Real protective of it. When it was vandalized, it almost broke his heart. Loves the band organ, too. Right now, he's up in Canada fishing.
I found some notes that were written in shorthand. Would you happen to know any stenographers?
No. Come to think of it, I don't think I've ever even met a stenographer. Now that we're in the computer age, stenography has pretty much become extinct.
I'll be in touch.
You'd better.
Hello?
Hey, Bess, it's Nancy.
Oh, hey, Nancy.
Whoa, you were obviously hoping I was someone else.
Well, kinda.
Okay, so who is he and where'd you meet him?
Oh, Nancy, his name's Matt, and he is so cute. He works the concession stand at the movie theater in the mall.
A cute guy with an endless supply of gummy bears and butter flavoring, right at his fingertips. We're talking major crush.
Hey, George, good, you're there too.
Barely. I almost got caught standing between Bess and the phone just now. When it rings, she's like a one-woman cattle stampede.
What happened to caller ID, Bess?
My parents yanked it.
She wouldn't pick up when it was some loser she didn't want to talk to. Her mother got tired of hearing the phone ring all the time.
Not all those calls were from losers. Sometimes I was playing hard to get. Anyway, how are things at the amusement park?
I met the security guard, Harlan Bishop. Nice guy. Except when I asked him where he worked before. He seemed kind of evasive.
Is he cute?
Bess, what difference does that make?
Ugly people have chips on their shoulders and are more likely to commit crimes, George. I read that somewhere. Either read it or saw it on Oprah.
He's from New Jersey. I'm pretty sure about that.
Well, I guess that's not surprising. But if he was evasive, we know what that means, don't we, Bess? Suspect list.
I think I might know why somebody stole that horse off the carousel. They were looking for jewels that had been hidden inside it after a hotel robbery.
Hidden jewels? I love it! That's almost as good as buried treasure!
But if they recovered the jewels, why is the carousel still going around by itself?
I'm not sure yet, but the detective who is in charge of investigating the robbery is helping me look into it.
Don't let George discourage you, Nancy. I, for one, think you're on the right track. You can never go wrong when jewelry is involved.
There was a brochure for a sports car in Ingrid's work area, the Pandora 2XS.
That is like the hottest car ever.
One of the most expensive, that's for sure. She must make a ton of money.
Either that or she's about to come into a ton of money.
The engine oil thickens.
I need you guys to do something for me. I found some stenography notes that I'd really like to translate, only I don't know shorthand.
Say no more. We'll do some research and get right back to you.
We will? I barely know how to spell stenography, let alone research it.
We'll call you when we're through. We can do this, Bess.
What is with all this we stuff?
I finally met the park's art director, Elliot Chen. We kind of got off on the wrong foot, but he's real friendly to me now.
But is he too friendly? That's the question.
Yeah. Maybe he's trying to deflect suspicion by making nice.
Actually, I think he's using me as an excuse not to work. Apparently, he likes to put things off and is way behind schedule. Of course, now that the park is shut down,
he can catch up.
Which means maybe he had something to do with the accident that shut it down.
Which means we've got 2 words for him, don't we, Bess? Suspect list.
I almost got creamed by the roller coaster when I was on the tracks looking around, and I don't think it was an accident.
Someone tried to kill you? Ouch!
I found one of Joy's chewed-up pencils just before it happened, but she says she doesn't know how it got there.
Just from now on, stay away from that coaster, Nan. Stick to the carousel.
Man, I never thought I'd hear myself say that.
I found out that the man who may have hidden jewels in that stolen carousel horse died in prison, but his cellmate, who apparently looks a lot like Harlan Bishop, was recently released.
Harlan just started working there, right? And he doesn't like to talk about where he worked before, right?
And he's been in prison. I saw the number for his parole officer while I was snooping around in his office.
I think you better call Miss Santos.
We already talked. Turns out Harlan told her he'd been in prison when he interviewed for the job. She hired him anyway.
So now what?
Now I wait to hear from Harlan's parole officer if it turns out he was that jewel thief's cellmate.
You bust him. No, she calls the cops and lets them bust him. The guy's a security guard. He could be dangerous.
Catch you guys later.
Keep in touch. Keep up the good work.
Hello?
This is Luis Guerra with the State Board of Parole. I understand you have some questions concerning Harlan Bishop.
Right. Hi. Yes, for starters, could you tell me what prison he was in?
He served 30 months in Bayside State Prison for check kiting and forgery. He was paroled 5 weeks ago.
Was he ever at New Jersey State Prison?
No, ma'am.
Did he ever have a cellmate named Chaz Dunning?
No, ma'am. As far as I know, Harlan is a security guard at Captain's Cove Amusement Park. Now, do all these questions mean you know something about him that I don't?
Actually, maybe I do.
Oh? What?
You failed to mention that he's one of the nicest guys you'd ever want to meet.
Very true. Well, I hope I've been of some assistance.
Oh, you have. You've been a big help. Thank you.
Good day, then.
Bye.
Will Nancy Drew please report immediately to the security office? And by immediately, I mean don't even think about doing anything else.
I better go to Harlan's. He sounds mad.
I just got off the phone with Miss Santos. Where do you get off telling her I'm some kind of jewel-thieving peeping Tom?
She called you?
Of course she called. She hired me because she thought I deserved a second chance. She wanted to make sure I hadn't betrayed her trust, which I hadn't, by the way.
I know. I tried to call Miss Santos to set the record straight, but I couldn't get through. I guess she was talking to you.
I figured if I did a good job here, it would prove to everybody once and for all that I was totally trustworthy. That I was more than just an ex-con. A lot more. Okay, so maybe I'm trying a little too hard. Maybe people's entry codes should be off limits. It's just that this job means everything to me. I don't want to screw it up.
I guess I was a little overzealous, too. I'm really sorry. I'll see you around.
This is Paula Santos. I'm afraid I can't take your call right now, but if you leave your name and number, I'll get back to you as soon as I can.
Hi, Paula. It's Nancy. Listen, it turns out that Harlan was in a totally different prison than the jewel thief. I was wrong about him. I'm sorry if I upset you. I'll be in touch.
Will Nancy Drew please report to the security office? I stepped out for a second, and when I came back, somebody'd left this envelope on my desk. Looks like it's for you. Got your name on it anyway.
There's nothing inside but a key. Maybe it opens that door in the haunted house.
Here, let me toss that envelope for you. I want to apologize for jumping all over you like that before. The more I thought about it, the more I realized that I would have done just what you did. No hard feelings?
No hard feelings. Hello?
Hi, Nance. We found some stuff on stenography. Oh, so now it's we, huh? Okay, George found most of it, surprise, surprise, but I helped.
Thank you so much. You guys are the best.
So go back to the hotel and check your laptop. We emailed a little tutorial to you.
But you gotta promise to let us know what the note you translate says.
I promise. Thanks again, you guys.
Hello, Nancy. Still on the case, I see.
How well do you know Elliot Chen?
Not very. But I've noticed he has a very strange aura. Very dark around the edges. Odd for an artist, but then it's nowhere near as dark as Joy's. Her aura's a mess.
Why do you think that is?
She's hiding something. And she's hiding from something. Something very big and very dark. Plus, she eats way too many carbs. To say nothing of pencils.
I found something underneath the carousel that looks like it might be a remote control device.
Oh, I'd like to see it. Interesting. I looked under there. Wonder how I missed it. May I have this?
Actually, I'd kind of like to keep it.
Suit yourself.
Did you know that the man who carved the carousel horses had a workshop under what's now the haunted house?
How appropriate, considering Kessler's belief in the supernatural and all.
I heard some strange sounds the last time I was in there. They seem to be coming from below.
That's odd. I've been doing a lot of work in there lately and I haven't heard any strange noises. So either your ears are better than mine, or your imagination is.
I discovered a hidden door in the haunted house.
Is that right?
I was hoping you might know what's behind it.
It's obvious you don't put much stock in curses, but a word to the wise, there really do exist some doors that no one should open. I'd be very careful if I were you.
I got your soldering gun from Elliot and fixed that card reader. Does he borrow your tools a lot?
Very rarely. He's not exactly a mechanical genius.
I understand that you know the man who got hurt in that roller coaster accident, Lance Huffington?
I've talked to him. I don't really know him.
What did you talk to him about?
Look, what are you getting at?
You and he could be partners. He gets on the roller coaster, you shut off the power, the coaster stops suddenly, he cries whiplash and sues the park, you share the settlement.
Interesting theory. Unfortunately, it's totally wrong. I called him to tell him to rub his neck 3 times a day with witch hazel and lavender. If his neck is really injured, that will cure it. Why are you so eager to accuse me of something?
Are you really going to tell me that you can afford a $20,000 gold watch on the salary you earn working here at the park?
All right. I have been making money on the side, but it's not what you think. I've been helping someone design a roller coaster. I even let him borrow the blueprints for our coaster, so he could study them, not steal them. I kept it secret because it could be construed as conflict of interest. This guy knows I'm taking a risk, so he pays me very well. Now, your turn. It's obvious that you've been nosing around in here. How did you get in?
Well, it seems that one of the security guards has been doing a little extracurricular surveillance work.
Harlan. I knew it bugged him that this place was off limits, but spying on me? That guy's got a real problem. As for you, I'd appreciate it if you would kindly remove your nice and deficient little self from my office. I have work to do.
Maybe these stairs go down to Kessler's workshop. What was that?
Hello, Nancy. How goes it?
Here's your pliers. I found them in the haunted house behind that hidden door, which led to a booby trap.
I told you mine were missing. Maybe somebody found them and left them by that door on purpose, I don't know. But they prove nothing, I do know that.
Any advice on how to go about fixing the Midway game that's broken?
It needs to be reprogrammed. Open up the back. Should be some instructions on the clipboard. Check that handbook I gave you if they're too cryptic for you. But you'll also need the plug-in keyboard. And unfortunately, I have no idea where it is. One of my guys probably left it in the park somewhere.
Thanks for your help.
One open mind sees more than two open eyes.
The keyboard is missing.
Stay tuned for more Nancy Drew and the Haunted Carousel, and I'll see you in the next one. See you down the tube.